recording. Okay, it's recording now.
Awesome.
Hey, hello. I'm your host, Ignacio, Iggy, the usual man. I have John here. It's not gonna talk too much today because he's a little bit tired because we're working all weekend. So and also we have a little surprise for today. We have a new one on the team. He's from the Discord server Kayak. I don't know if anyone knows him, but he's gonna be with us on the pre streams. He's a cool dude. His name is Nathan.
Hey guys, what's up?
Hey, everyone on the chat, say welcome, Nathan, and a little heart like John did. Little man, and let's get this started.
Sweet.
Yeah. So first of all, we have like some topics to talk about today. If everyone want to say anything extra to, some topics that's been on your mind or something, feel free. We always like to interact with you guys. So
Yeah, absolutely.
First of all, we're gonna start with a little introspection sort of thing. We're gonna talk about not listening to the industry versus listening too much. I'm pretty sure all the artists here kind of
Yeah, this is a super interesting topic because recently I was having a discussion with a producer, and they were just explaining to me that conflict that you just talked about, because you want to listen to the industry to know the production levels of what's out there, but if you listen too much, you end up becoming discouraged because there's just so much creativity out there that it's easy to feel underwhelmed.
Yeah. Well, also it's a lot of I feel like also listening to the industry can make you super bland. Listening too much, I mean.
Yeah, that's so true.
Because like you can see like the majority of people that like get big, a lot of like the majority, not all, of course. There's like very few that are like very very unique and like get huge, and that's those cases like Flume, and you go like, how?
Yeah.
This is so unique. It sounds super underground, but like it's huge, and you're like, you want a Grammy? Okay, I'm doing it wrong then.
Yeah, I mean, it's like that's the balance, where it's like,
Yeah.
how hard do I push for being unique, and how hard do I push to try to understand trends and with me personally, I've always tried to be unique with my own production, and then if I'm doing a beat for someone else, then I'll play the trends. But
Yeah, of course.
man, that's the curse of the industry, is uniquity versus having a career.
Yeah. Well, I feel like a lot of people nowadays there's being like a lot blur the line is being blurred between
Yeah.
underground and mainstream, so it's like this gray area where usually just people just go into their own like taste bubble. So they listen to what they want. There's not really any limitations. People don't really judge much if you're listening to something popular versus not nowadays.
True.
Like I remember like 2012 you were the hipster if you listen to underground. Now it's like, okay, cool.
That's true, man. Now people are very open to new. I think now more than ever, people in the EDM scene are more open to new ideas. You know what I mean? Like unique stuff.
I mean, you have people like Iska, Shadian, Siegfried Burst, fucking Ozla, and Josh Pan, all those guys. I feel like, I feel like electronic scene, like now that it's being blown up, like to fuck right now. There's it's like the genre with like the most capabilities of innovation, because you don't really have any limitations really. Like you can just literally do whatever.
Yeah, man. You can open up your DAW and then make whatever. Like that's what I love about it, and I think that you're right about the industry and the genre blowing up so much, because now there's an encouragement to create new genres and
Yeah,
make something new in your music. But I think a lot of the times, because it's natural for us as humans to like compare ourselves to others, I think people
yeah,
compare themselves to artists a little bit too much. And it's good to learn from an artist, but you can't always copy someone else's method of success because
definitely.
they're not you.
I mean, there's always the copy a bad artist copy and a good artist steals sort of thing. It's not literal, of course,
Right, of course.
but a lot of people need to learn that.
Yeah, that's such a good quote too, because it's true. It's not about,
Yeah,
if you meet any artist who says, any successful artist who says what they got where they're at without the help of anyone or without copying any artist or even being inspired, that's a complete lie, because
yeah,
that's how we tick, that's how humans are, and that's how art is.
yeah. I mean, definitely. I feel like okay, this is a very clear example of like a blurred line between mainstream and underground. A friend of mine literally got asked by officially like the management team of Lord, Lord, the
Yeah,
fucking-
yeah.
to do a remix because they saw
Wow.
fucking SoundCloud. They saw his SoundCloud.
That's insane, man. Congratulations to your friend, by the way.
Yeah,
That's
I don't know. I can
incredible.
say who it is because hype.
Yeah, no, I got you.
And also, and like a friend of mine also, like he got asked by Dylan Francis to collab because they saw his song on SoundCloud.
Yeah, man, that's every producer's dream, is to get
Yeah,
get spotted by someone, and then bam, you're off from there.
yeah.
But then how do you deal with that? Brings up another question. A thing that I've had in the back of my mind for a while is, once you get there, let's say you get there and you're big now, how do you deal with the pressure of, there's such a huge spike in the demand for your music now, and this is your career, you don't want to fuck it up? How do you deal with that pressure? You know what I mean?
This is exactly what's happening to my friend that's doing the Lord remix. He's like, remember he was in a group chat and we were like, fuck, dude. And
Yeah.
a day later we were like, we were talking about it, and like we were talking about like, getting big and stuff. And he said something, and I remember someone said, I think I said, because I was pretty salty at that time. He said, "Hey, you're doing a Lord remix," and then he's like, "Yeah, but I'm more depressed than ever."
Yeah.
Because he like, I remember he said, "How am I gonna top the Flume remix? How am I gonna be better? How am I gonna?"
And that's the thing. Like, if I could, that's the thing right there, because that goes back to what we were talking about with comparing yourself. It's not about beating
Yeah,
Flume
exactly.
remix. It's about being your remix.
That's what we told him.
Flume didn't make his version to beat the Lord remix. He's like, I want to put my take on the song out there with paying some respect to Lord. And so that's what it's about. It's just sharing your take on a song or a piece of art. And I think I'm right there with you, man. It's really easy to get caught in that mindset, especially when you know how good your competition is. But it's just about being yourself. I mean, that's something you can't ever fake, and no one can fully copy you, and you'll never lose that.
I feel like you can see a lot of like force. This is what the thing that I have with like trap nowadays. Like I feel like two very prime examples of people that just like nail trap, like EDM trap. I mean, Fabian Mazur and Snavs, or like, I don't know. They just like, I have like this weird like sixth sense with music. I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah,
But like,
I got you.
They like, they're so like honest like with their trap. Like, I don't know how to explain. They don't force it.
They're raw,
It
right?
doesn't
They're
feel
like,
forced.
yeah.
So
That's
you're
the
like,
cool thing.
holy shit, this is banging. And it's not like every other fucking EDM trap, because a lot of it just feels like so formulaic and forced. But like those guys just do it. I don't know how they do it like differently. They have a different feel. I used to listen to them like all the way back to fucking.
I think you get there.
Snaps.
I think you get there by just focusing on yourself and focusing on your production, because if you're going to make it in the music industry, you usually have an understanding of music theory that you were educated or you learn as you go. I'm not saying everyone has to have that. And so I think the way those artists got there, probably, I mean, I have no idea, of course, is that they took what they know and they just got better at producing. And producing is just taking an idea in your head and making it reality. And the better you execute that, the better you produce. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like I remember I have a cousin that's a musician as well. He has like a rock band or something. I remember
awesome.
he listened to a song of mine. He said something that really struck me. Like it's not like huge or anything, but he's just like personal. He said something like, "This sounds like really wonky and weird, but if you went for that, this is great. This is perfect.
Yeah.
But if you didn't want that and you just did it because you didn't know how to do something that didn't sound wonky and weird, then maybe you should work on it more." I said, yeah, that was perfectly what I was going for. Because I feel with a lot of trap, like they don't know how to do something, like they do it because they don't really know, they can't really expand in it.
Yeah, you get stuck, right? You get stuck, and you're too afraid to try something new that you might not be good at, so you just resort to your comfort zone with producing. That's very true.
That's what I feel like with those two guys, Snaps and Fabian Mazur. They're kind of getting the comfort zone with their own style, but I feel like they can expand. Like I remember Snaps did like one song. I don't remember how it's called. It was released on Monstercat, and let me see if I can get it. And
no, that's like true, because like the more that you produce, the more you find your style. But what is a style? That's just habits. And so when your habits start to become your crutch and you start to fall back on your habits, then your music can start sounding all the same. And that happened to me when I showed my friend a song, and then I think like the next week I was working on a different song, and I showed it to him, and he goes, "Oh, you showed me this already?" And I was like, "No, I just made this last night." He's like, "Oh, okay." And I thought about it, and I realized these two songs sound so similar that I'm gonna get stuck in a loop here. It's not a style, it's just being lazy. So like, try things you suck at, who cares? Like, try things you suck at.
Yeah, that's what I always do. Like a friend of mine does like super experimental music, and he tried to do he tried to do mainstream music, and he literally couldn't do, because his mind just couldn't like get around to not doing experimental.
Yeah,
so
that's true, man.
Funny. Like I feel like both. Yeah, that's why I always try. Like I literally just do one day I like that fucking super experimental, loud, distorted shit, and then the other day I just make like mainstream pop, and I like, or techno and everything. It just keeps your mind fresh.
Oh yeah, and you don't have to release that stuff either. You can just you can just make it.
Yeah, it's just practice. Like I make like a ton of song challenges for myself. I remember once I make like an ambient song with Discord sounds.
Oh wow, that's cool.
I just did it because I just wanted to try. Like, okay, why not, right?
Yeah, I mean, you don't know you really don't know your own limits, and you have to try. You have to know yourself.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
So yeah, you just go. I feel like music should not be like this. Should be like, what if?
Dude, I love that. Yeah, it shouldn't be. Yeah, exactly. It should be what if, because it's coming out of your brain. You have an idea and you want to make it. It shouldn't be, I'm gonna make a trap song. Okay, well, you've already started by putting yourself into a box. Why not just go, I'm gonna make a me song and create something? And like, I think a lot of artists too will be too focused on, all the techniques and all the technical side of, which brings me to the next topic, one of the other topics we have, which is overthinking your production. I think a lot of artists unknowingly do this.
Oh, so
yeah. Oh, thank you. Well, it's true. I don't blame them for doing this, because I mean, the more you learn about technical stuff and the more you learn about mastering and all that stuff, it's easy to overthink your production. All that matters is does it sound good? That's it. That's all your listener cares about, is does it sound good?
Definitely.
There's no point to worry about all that other stuff.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, I've been having this recently, because I usually do like very experimental, very out there. Well, like more like music that I want to release. I still haven't released anything, but I have like a full album that I'm going to release.
That's awesome.
So I'm very out there with production. I don't really usually tell my friends how I do this stuff because I know they're gonna say it's dumb, but it sounds good and usually, well, for me, and I think that's all that matters. And so like I remember I just do like the complete opposite of what like usually normal person would do, but like still kind of trying to make it sound decent, you know what I mean, in terms of like well produced and stuff. So because I remember I showed it to a guy, I was in a group chat, and, like I showed him my fucking EQ chain. It was like 7 EQs, and it's like super unproductive or like counterintuitive, but that's just my workflow. And he said we started like getting in an argument because, you know, there's the 3 EQ rule. That's that you have to like minimize. I know you have to minimize. Like I know that it's usually like I just do it. I don't really think about it. It's kind of what happens.
Well, you know, art. Okay, am I wrong about this? Art is the free expression of creativity in your mind, right?
Yeah.
And music is art, right?
Yeah.
So when you limit the freedom of music by putting rules on it, is it music anymore?
Oh fuck.
Is it art? Or is it a science? You know what I mean? That's the problem.
It's a very that's deep.
Because, like, I can understand. You know what? I thought about what you said, and I can honestly find myself in the right environment, falling into that argument as well, and maybe, you know, maybe getting tripped into having an argument with someone about compression and all that. But
yeah.
I don't know the workflow of the producers I listen to. For all I know, I listen to someone named Saruda. For all I know, Saruda he could have the dumbest workflow ever. He could be completely inefficient, a complete amateur with his side chat. I don't care. The music he makes sounds fucking dope. Yeah. And so, you know, it's the skill of taking something in your head and making it a reality, and how well you execute that matters, not your workflow. Like, it's important to remember that changing your workflow and changing your techniques and having your 3 EQ rule you're talking about and all that, what's the end goal of all that? It should be to make something sound better. That should be the end goal. So having 3 EQ things just for the virtue of following a rule is not music. That's like homework, you know. It's just busy work. That has no purpose, and form cannot follow something without a function. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah. Agree. Totally. I was gonna say something, but I forgot what I was gonna say. Let me go back to my mind. What were we talking about before?
You were talking about how you were producing something experimental, and you showed it to your friend, and he saw that you were, you know, doing something unorthodox, and he started getting onto you about it.
Yeah. No. Okay. Doesn't matter. I forgot.
No worries.
Yeah. I mean, definitely. I mean, like, do you know that Noisia spent like 6 hours in a snare?
Really?
Yeah. That's what I heard. But it could be just like.
I mean, I don't doubt it. That's incredible. That's dedication right there, dude. That is dedication.
Then there's the argument of but that's completely inefficient. Why would you waste so much time on a snare? But like, it's like, does it really matter?
Because he fucking wants to, dude. He's noisy.
Yeah,
fuck.
exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, he wants to do that. Let him. Respect for being an audio engineer. I have huge respect for that. For that level of dedication. You know, someone told me the other day that I shouldn't be so I do design work. So I work at a shop. I work at a sign shop. And so I often get sent artwork, and then it's my job to set that art up for print. And so if a mistake happens, people are going to look at me because I was the liaison for that art. So my manager told me, without throwing out any names, he said, you should care if something that comes from you is not professional or not to your level of quality. You should be embarrassed because it's got your name on it. And so respect to him for audio engineering his snare like that, because he wants to uphold that level of quality, you know, so that, I mean, yeah, all I have to say to that is complete respect. I have nothing against him doing that, you know.
Again, it might be just a meme, but no.
Yeah, no, it could be. You're right.
But Noisia is pretty insane.
I wouldn't doubt it. Yeah, I'll never be at his audio engineering level with his sounds. I have to say, he's incredible.
I remember I saw like a blog post or like a screenshot of a blog post, and like it was like a fucking while ago. Like when I remember, it was probably when Noisy started producing like the band. I remember it was asking what's a Reese on the blog. Like looking at, and then someone said bass that goes wow, and then he said like, but what's so special about it? ... Like it was super adorable, and I was like, don't fuck with my Reese, you know.
Yeah, man. No, I just think yeah,
it's great to see how like everyone starts. Like when you see like Madian, I think it's pronounced it.
Oh yeah, I don't know how that. I just say Medion. I don't know if that's correct.
Yeah.
It probably sound white as hell.
And I saw like his pop culture mashup, and like he had like the shittiest fucking camera, and it's like it's just so inspiring to see like how they start. Like,
yeah, dude. Yes, I know what you're talking about. When you go back and you watch like old school artists, and they're like, dude, when they start, you're just like, they're just like me.
yeah,
They're just like me. I'm in the same place right now, and they got where they're at.
Yeah, it's great. It's really inspiring to see. It kind of like just gives you like the biggest smile. Like we're all the same after all.
Yeah, dude, thank you, because that, like what we were talking about with comparing yourself to artists, we're all the same. He's just a human being. He or she is just a human being like us. We're completely capable of doing that. It just takes time, you know.
Yeah.
Just a human being.
Okay, I think someone posted. Okay, light, I don't know the name.
It's probably
I
just
guess
light
it's
switch.
Fearless. Yeah, light switch. I don't self promotion. It's not really, yeah. It's not really a thing we do here. So I'm gonna go delete your.
Respect for hustling your music, 100%. But you know,
Yeah.
because the topic of the show is just other producers, we try not to have promotion on the chat.
Yeah, I mean, okay, make sure to get on Discord. Here's the thing: if you want to like be featured on the podcast or something, make sure to get on the server Discord and DM me on Discord and just DM me your song, so like I can play on the podcast even. If you want to like, yeah, just do that instead, or just post it on the Discord on music suggestions. You go there.
Yeah, that's a great way to do it.
Like hell. There's definitely ways you can promote, but that's not the one. That's not promo. What do you mean?
Oh, can I go on a quick, like a little side thing real quick? I know this isn't. So I just want to say one thing about promotion that helped me. You know, when I started promoting my music, I always wanted to avoid being someone who just posts their link, you know?
Yeah.
But something someone said to me really helped me, and I want to know what you think of this, honestly. They said, don't come at them promoting your music because they have no value built in listening to you. Come at them and build a human relationship, because that's what we are. We're humans. Build a relationship with that person and listen to their music, offer help, and eventually they will be interested in yours, and they will be much more willing to promote you than if you just gave them your link like a sticker at Walmart. And that really struck out to me, because that's more like you're a solution oriented person. You're just offering them a solution. You're not just promoting yourself. So that's one thing that helped me. I just wanted to say.
Yeah, it's just don't. I know the truth. It's like not push yourself. It's like, okay, you can take it like YouTube ads. No one wants YouTube ads.
Oh yeah, exactly. Skip, you know.
Yeah, so it's good. So what a good YouTube ad does gets you interested in the ad, makes you want to watch more of the ad, and makes you don't want to skip it. So you can take it to SoundCloud. You're like, okay, why would I want to listen to your music? You're just another random beat, okay?
Yeah,
Why.
exactly. Yeah. Why are you any different, you know?
So you go like, okay, let's just talk a little bit, you know? Instead of just putting my link, like, if you ask for my link, I'll give it to you. If I mention something and you're interested in me, I'll show you. But just go like, hey, yo, track, check it.
Hey guys, it's me Nathan here with another beat. Check out my new mixtape.
Yeah, like-
It's pretty fire. That does not
like-
build value.
Yeah, or like, you know, go like this podcast. We're all about promoting small artists, but like context, like you just drop your music suggestions and listen to the shit in there. I like, it, it's usually I like my my thought process on like listening to tracks of the podcast is like the opposite of like for pretty much what everyone does, I guess. Like the less plays it has, the most likely I'm gonna listen to it, which is
Dead
fine.
link. I would promote you, but the link's gonna be dead.
But
Also, that profile picture looks like a cardioid mic with an X through it.
yeah, it also looks like it reminded me of Bird Alive first.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
But anyway, back to. Sorry, I got off on a side, but back to production. The last thing I was going to talk about, the last thing I just wanted to touch on was what we were talking about with, you know, all that matters is the end product. The name of the topic is using your ears versus using your eyes, but
Yeah.
on second thought, it's not necessarily just about using your eyes. It's about anything other than your ears.
It's like listening to music theory versus just if this sounds good, I'm gonna put the note there. You know what I mean?
It's that simple, dude. Like, play your song. Does it sound good? If yes, post. If no, fix. Repeat.
Yeah.
That
John,
should be it.
Stop roasting us, John. Please.
Right? But yeah, I mean, that's one thing dude, and I keep having to say that to people. Like, not that I'm some like genius or something. I am by no means anything but an amateur right now. But it's just true. Just listen to your song. Does it sound good? That's it, you know?
Yeah. Of course.
That's all it takes. Equalizers are only going to get you so far. The person listening does not care how long it took you. Like, the person listening to Noisia doesn't give a shit how long it took him to make that snare.
Exactly. I really couldn't give less. I just feel
It's
like
cool.
food based.
If it sounds like shit, I really couldn't care. You spent 4 hours on shit.
But you spend the hours. So I respect you for that.
All right.
I just spent the time looking at the screen, man.
Yeah, that's all. Yeah, when I produce, I like to take my earbuds out. I like to turn my speakers off and just kind of go with the flow. You know, I just go with my instinct.
Yeah. Trust.
And then I just play the song after an hour of clicking around, and then I release it. That's how I make my music.
You just put the randomizer on FL on the node thing.
Just make it worse. Put a randomizer. And
so
I think also like I talk about workflow a lot. I really don't have a workflow. I kind of just vomit out music and then I sift through all the bullshit until it sounds good.
Yeah, pretty much. I do the same. I just put wave shaper on the master. But yeah. It's almost 30 minutes, so this is like perfectly timed.
Yep.
If you guys wanna, we just have like 30 seconds left. If you guys want to say anything.
Yeah. Any quick questions? Like, let us know. We'll answer them real quick. Although, is there a delay? There might be a delay.
Probably. There is a little delay though. Just a little.
Well, if you want to talk, I'll go ahead and I'll go ahead and look through chat here.
Yeah. All right. So it's time to get started now. See you on the other side, dudes.
Thanks for listening.